G'day Year 11, good to see you, welcome back, or should I say Year 12 now? You're all growing up so fast. This is the first topic that we are going to delve into. We've already touched on the PIP, so I guess technically it's our second, but it's our first one that'll feature in your HSC exam. So what I'm going to do today is go over your topic overview, so you know what to expect with this topic, and then we will move to lesson 0. And I briefly just want to talk about some of the concepts. So not a long one today. So we'll scroll down here. If you could turn your page to the topic overview, get your highlighter ready and your pen to make some annotations if you need to. So the focus of this study is to understand the nature of social and cultural continuity and change, and to examine it through the application of research methods and social theory in related to a selected country. So that's the big overview. What I'm going to do is I've broken it down into 4 sections, and these are the 4 sections in order that we're going to study it. So the first thing is we're going to look at an overview of what social and cultural continuity and change is. So this topic is very much about societies and cultures and the underlying processes that are helping to make positive or negative change in certain countries, and the culture within that country as well. So our focus study will be Saudi Arabia. Before we get to the focus study though, we're going to look at social change in general, what it means, and that's when we're going to look at what it noted there was social theories. So we're going to look at a few social theories. They are going to be conflict theory, evolutionary theory, fundamentalist theory, and interactionist theory. And then we will study one of those theories in depth and link it to our country. So that's the main purpose of the topic, or section number 1 of this topic. Section 2 will move into Saudi Arabia. So this is where we do a deep dive. So basically all the core key concepts that we explored in that first part, we're then applying to this country study of Saudi Arabia. We're going to do a particular focus on gender roles and status of men and women as well within Saudi Arabia as part of our focus study, as the syllabus lets us pick a sort of lane that we go in. So that's the lane we're going to do. And we're also going to assess the impact that technology is having on the society, as well as other processes like westernization. So there's been a lot of really interesting change that's happened in Saudi Arabia over the last few years. And so it's going to be very interesting to look at that. The third section, like every single one in this HSC course, it's no different. So every single topic that you do in the HSC course has what's called a near future section, and this is where you apply everything you learnt, and look at looking at what you've learnt, how is that going to likely impact change, or is it going to remain a continuity in the future in the next 5 to 10 years? So we're going to pretty much apply everything that we've learnt and then make some predictions in the future based off that. And we're going to do that throughout every single topic. So that's the third part. And the last part of this topic it actually features in the syllabus first, but we're going to tack it on at the end because this is something that we looked at in Year 11. You can almost see it here on lesson 16. So this is where we're going to start to develop a deeper understanding of social and cultural research methods, but I feel for us it will be more like revision because we went quite into depth with it in Year 11. We went into it in more depth than we needed to, but that was in preparation for this course here as well. So this will probably feel more like revision for you, but it's something we've got to have to do anyway. That's a really nice segue into lesson 0, which is your concept card. So you all know what to do here. So you know that each new syllabus topic you get comes with new related course concepts that we need to understand. So every single course we know has the 5 fundamental course concepts: society, culture, persons, time, and environment. They're the 5 key ones, and we know that the 6 additional course concepts: power, authority, identity, gender. Let's see if I can remember them all. Power, authority, identity, gender, technology, globalization. So they're the 6 additional ones. So all of those are throughout every single one, but within specific topics we have related course concepts. Now these are very important because what can happen in the HSC is they can pick a syllabus dot point, and then more often than not they'll link it up with one of these key concepts to throw a spanner in the works. So it is really important that we understand these. You will be able to find all of these in the back of your syllabus, and I genuinely mean that this time. You shouldn't be able finding any extras that aren't in there. So I want you to do continuity and change on the 1 card, and I also want you to do cooperation and conflict on the 1 card. I briefly want to talk about a few concepts here. The first one is modernization. So if we go to modernization in the back of your syllabus here, we have it as a process of dynamic social change resulting from the diffusion and adoption of characteristics of apparently more advanced societies by other societies that are apparently less advanced. It involves social transformation, whereby the society becomes more technologically advanced and updates cultural life. So modernization has a big emphasis on technology, and that through that technology a society can become more modern, which will change their cultural life. So that's the main focus, but I also want to stress that modernization can also include things that aren't necessarily technology based, but it might be culturally based. So for example, it is seen as more progressive and modern to have certain values in society, and whether or not that's part of westernization and Western countries becoming more culturally dominant across the world is definitely part of that reason. But for example, it is seen as more progressive and modern to have, say for example, more females in positions of power and authority in society. That is what we would call a more modernized society. It's not necessarily linked with technology, although that can certainly help, but I just want to get that addition there as well. So if you could add to this that progressive beliefs also come under the modernization hierarchy, that's good, but just know that the SAC syllabus definition leans more towards technological change there. So I just wanted to point that out. Another one I want to talk to is sustainability, just because I think the definition in here is quite long-winded, and I think we can make it a lot shorter. So I don't know if you want to paraphrase me here and write this on your card instead, but sustainability is the ability to do something indefinitely and responsibly without causing harm to persons, societies, or cultures, or the environment. Okay, so it's the ability to be able to do something indefinitely or forever, and also responsibly, so that it doesn't cause harm to anything. But if you want to add a few SAC concepts in there, you can say social harm, cultural harm, environmental harm, individual harm, etc. But I think that's just a bit more of a clean-cut definition than that one there. But it does pull on the same idea. So if you get to asked a question and it's got a concept of sustainability linked in, you'll still be able to do well. I think that was it. Empowerment was the other thing I just wanted to briefly touch on. I think the others you'll find are pretty self-explanatory, but empowerment, in the syllabus here, it's got a social process that gives power or authority to people at a micro level, to groups at a meso level, and to institutions at a macro level, allowing them to think, behave, take action, control, and make decisions. That's a really great definition. I think at the end, you should just add, so it says allowing them to think, behave, take action, control, and make decisions. I want you to add the word autonomously there, or autonomy. So what that means is that they're able to think, behave, take action, control, and make decisions for themselves and by themselves. So it's not necessarily the government making the decisions for them. If you're empowering someone, you are giving them the ability to make their own decisions about their own life. And we can refer to that as autonomy. So I think that's just a key word to add to that definition of empowerment. Yes, it is about giving someone power and authority to be able to do something, to take action, to think and behave and control and make decisions, but it is based, and those decisions, their behavior is for themselves. So they're empowering themselves to be able to do it for themselves, by themselves, and that's autonomy. I think that is it. That's all I wanted to do. I think the rest of the definitions there are pretty clear cut. Anything that I put two on, I would like you just to combine them on the one card. And I believe that is it for this lesson. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one.